Good night, everybody. It's going to be a little bit weird to make this video. I don't even know if that's the right way to describe it. I'm going to make a foresight or foresight video or foretelling of what's to come from my own, I guess you would call it, discernment. On the first, New Year's, going through the 1-1 portal, after having gone through the previous year, December 12th, 12/12 portal, which also happens to be the Saint Spirinon feast day, which I am named after. I found myself in a position that I was, only way to put it, fully enveloped in the 5D consciousness and was able to perceive and understand and embody as truth my presence at the current state of my reality. So what I mean is I found myself like knowing that I was in a cycle of balancing. What I mean by that is my 42 years came to a conclusion, closed off the cycle, and now I'm going into the second half of my life, where I've already paid for my karma, I've already suffered, I've already gone through the traumatic aspects of life. Now I'm going to go through the polarized version of what I just finished. So let's say if it was negative, this is going to go positive. I find myself looking at my friend and realizing that she's now being represented very, very clearly to me as a karmic soulmate, best way I can put it, who was also a narcissist. The way I was able to see what it was that she meant in my life was culminating the conclusion of the 42 years to a completion. Upon that completion, I ended up having more space, more energy, more focus, whatever you want to call it, that allowed me to very clearly see how my life not only mirrored hers, but it was a polarized aspect. So like we're not necessarily twin flames that are mirroring or reflecting. It's literally a polarization where if I'm light, she's dark. If I'm negative, she's positive, and we balance each other out. It was so profound. I'm still like awestruck about this, but it's truth. That I was able to conclude for her that there was a misalignment in her family structure that did not line up to mine if I followed this polarized aspect. Meaning, if I believe that my parents being Scorpios, both, then I understood for her to be a karmic soulmate and to be in this polarized aspect of balance, her parents both had to be very clearly one sign. They weren't. Her mother was an Aquarius, born February 4th, and her father was a Libra cusp. My birthday is 1/27, coming up. She turns around and says her uncle Bobby, his birthday is 1/27. The light blows up. I'm like, holy shit. If my father was born 10 in October, and my mother was born in November, that has to also match. There has to be aspects that are literally equal or represented as the exact spacing. So if I was in October, the last day of October, my mother was in November. Does that man fit with her mother by taking her original father out? Yeah. So much so that he's the January to the February. My dad's the October to the November. Um, my parents are Scorpios. Both her parents are Aquarians. What does this mean? Very easily for me, her father for the last 44 years is not a father. I mean, that's simple. Discernment for me is a profound tool where I come into awareness from an inner being that is not accessed easily by the population. When I make this claim, I don't say that lightly. I mean, it needs to fit. There needs to be that aspect of like, okay, this makes sense. What's the probability of her being 44 today and this Uncle Bob, born on my birthday, or I should say I was born his, and he was born in 1944. Again, a lot of people would see that as a one-off. I don't. I see that very clearly, connecting dots. So, this video is being done, I think, on 110, going into 111. I'm telling you this far ahead that on January 27th, I'm going to record it. I'm going to not only enlighten the Aquarian on his birthday, and I get to hang out with him, I am going to give my narcissistic friend, who has literally impacted my life in profound ways, a gift. But it's not only for her, if you understand the balancing aspect, it's literally going to reverberate back into me. But I'm going to give her such a profound gift as to tell her, you know, Kelsey, you've lived the 44 years in such an unbalanced, disharmonious manner. When this unravels, you are going to finally be sitting in the truth of your energy. I mean, even a simplistic aspect of going, okay, Joe, I'm not the father. Bobby was the father. Bobby was married to Kelsey's mother's sister. I don't know these people. I mean, I met them once. It's not like I know them in depth or anything like that. I know a lot about them through listening to Kelsey's story, but I'm telling you, this is how sure I am that there's going to be another video, preceding another video, that's going to show me talking to these people. We have Bobby, we have Beverly, we have Joe. These are the family members. Joe and Beverly are ex-husband and wife, but they're the parents of Kelsey. Beverly's a narcissist. Huge narcissist. This painting right here belonged to her last husband, Bill. May rest in peace. And I'm not going to go into that. Let's not go into that. Let's just say the narcissistic aspects are clearly defined. What is this going to do for Kelsey? What is this going to do for me in the future? It's going to very clearly show a lot of people that this notion that the social construct has about narcissists is fucking, it's out of whack. Okay? Look, I understand a lot of people are hurt. I understand a lot of people got, taken advantage of, yada, yada, yada. If you understood from the beginning, there's no construct to blame the victim from being abused. You're not going to blame the victim. Okay. Then why are we sitting here allowing the victims to be blamed? Narcissists are abused people. We know this. It's clearly defined. This isn't an aspect of something that can just change overnight. then why are we allowing all these fucking people to just sit there and like literally demonize them? Gotta leave. You're with a narcissist, they're gonna suck you dry. You do this, blah, blah, fuckity, blah, blah. If I had taken any one of their advices, don't get me wrong, I came close, I would have left the only human being on this planet that offered me the energy to introspectively grow to such a profound level as to say, I owe her. I got way more than she ever did until January 27th of this year. I'm going to be able to give her a huge gift. I'm going to be a part of that. And not just her. Like, I get to put things into balance where her mother, being a narcissist, like literally has left a trail of imbalance. Joe, her father, is just in a state of disarray. And not only in a way where I'm just going to unravel everything and bounce. That's not how it works. I got to go in this. I have to gingerly release this information in a specific manner, go from Bobby to Joe and then Beverly. Allow everybody to see the truths that are there. Allow them to acknowledge the fact that I should not have this awareness, yet I do. Very clearly. Kelsey goes from an only child with a father that was not hers, with a name structure that shouldn't be like the last name of the father, into now going into a father with 3 siblings. The 3 siblings being 2 males and 1 female, her going into it now making 2 males, 2 females. And there's another balance where now it's unbalanced. Okay. What's going to happen? What's going to happen? What's going to happen? I'm recommending to her, once this occurs, to take on a different nickname. Her soon-to-be father is Bobby Ray, and Bobby Sue was something that came into mind, and something that she's used before. And I told her that if she actually used it, not to separate the Bobby from the Sue, like the Bobby from the Ray, actually make it one name. Because then she would embody 4 names. She would have honoring energies from her mother's side, her current father, her soon-to-be father, and then the original name that just came from whatever the parents picked. That would be balanced. If she doesn't take on the new nickname, she's going to be in an unbalanced state. It's going to be a little rocky. So I know that once this all unravels, that's the next course of action. And what do I gain? Other than changing a person's life, and actually 3 of them? Well, one is going to be really just destroyed. The other one's going to gain. And then the mom is going to be outed. They're all going to know who she is now. Plain as day. They're going to know what she is, what she's done, why she's done it. But not to attack her. Not to out her. Not to just put her in this fucking space and, just keep going at it. I want to express the truth of her. Allow people to soak that in. And then go through the process of offering her forgiveness. This isn't about revenge. This isn't about anything negative. This is all about being in balance. So, I'm calling it. Next video, next 2 videos, you're going to see recordings of this unveiling. I'm going to secretly record these conversations. It's going to be, raw as fuck. But I see this as something huge. To sit here and call myself an empath and a this and a that and that and this, it's been done so much, man. It's kind of lost its actual fucking meaning. But for argument's sake, let's just fucking go down the list. Life path 11, empath, okay? That embodies the name Spiridon Skelis. Spiro, which is the short version of Spiridon, in Latin is espiritu, spirit, breath of life, pneuma, Holy Spirit. Spiridon Skelos together as one name in the isopsepsy Greek numerology is 1010. Aquarius, obviously, 127. With, yeah, I can keep going into it. There's no need to go past that. The spiritual aspect, though, the spiritual energy is what I really wanted to convey through the 11. And I also see the aspect of how I'm going about this is going to be very, very instrumental in how I choose to go with my platform. Simply because I am fucking sick and tired, and I know there are others out there, of directional based videos, meaning, let me give you the directions to do something, and nobody's fucking doing it. Okay? Let me show you how to manifest, but I'm not going to actually manifest for you. You know, I can tell you how you're not manifesting correctly because you're not doing this, but not show the impact of it or actually do it. There's not one video. So I want to take this experiential approach, which is what we came from and then turned into this shit. And I don't want to speak to you guys and convince you guys. I want you guys to watch from the experience. That's it. It's easy as that. I understand that if you guys watch this, and then I turn around and say, you know, everybody out there today that is talking about narcissists being assholes, demons, black, fuck this, fuck that, you're all wrong. You're all seeing it from a lower dimension. Just understand that. If you are blaming, then you are literally cutting the balance aspect in half. You're only embodying this. I'm embodying this as, let's say, the infinity, and then this as above, so below, left and right. It's that 5D, man. It's something else. You also have to understand that I have known Kelsey for 9 years. Her father has closed the door on my life. And what did I do? Nothing. What did the narcissist mother do? Oh, what the narcissist mother always does. Make sure to separate and badmouth and do this and do that. They do perfectly well. I get to approach this man that should have zero reason to have closed the door on me. Like, I've had one interaction with him, and I was like, hey, what's going on, Joe? And then told him a couple of things, and that was it. It was actually a good interaction. And culminating in this woman running her mouth to him and him not realizing he's blinded, he's being puppeteered, she's the puppet master. I'm also calling the shot that I don't believe Bobby or Joe are aware of this. If this is to reign true, the narcissist is not going to unveil fucking information that they don't need to unveil. I don't even know if she's fucking aware of it. Like, I'm really at that point because I really think she's fucking stupid. Not that I think, I know she is. And I'm not being a dick or, you know, dismissive or condescending. This is a literal observation. Look at that. Tesla. There's a literal observation. She lacks the ability to conclude any truth. She can't make any choice. You know what I'm talking about, narcissist. And that is scary when you think about how this prune of a woman has impacted so much negatively. I don't even think she's aware of it. On top of which, like, Kelsey has had it rough. Kelsey has been abused on levels that just should not be allowed to occur in any setting. Okay? Again, not about vengeance, but justice. Everybody needs to know what she's been through. And I'm the guy to do it. She can't defend herself. She has a hard time speaking up. She has a hard time telling people no. And out of the blue, I'm met with this all right, this is a purposeful mission, and you are going to change one, two, three, four, five lives. Not only that, it's going to spiral out from an empath as a present to a narcissist. Okay, all right, and understanding that I really do believe that at the end of all this narcissistic energy that was embedded in her by her mother, in this polarization, this is reversal, she calling it, man, fuck it. She's going to find herself being one of the first few narcissists that actually break free. The reason why I believe that is because the narcissistic energy is a very specific energy. If I break the mother's fucking cloak, bring light to the truth, and then push the narcissist towards the new father with his positive energy and his kids' positive energy, and now she's met in a family structure of positive, I am certain God's going to flip that switch. Certain, positive. Why so positive? Because I do dope shit because I'm a dope person. No, it's because I really believe it. I see the unraveling of what was the old construct. A narcissist does not deserve to be left behind, people. Murderers don't deserve to be left behind. You can't come from a segregated point of view and expect to be sound. No. My perspective, my discernment, my connection to God, my literal interactions with God, who has been guiding me this entire time, the aspect in which I can absolutely connect integral people from my past into her family tree. How her family tree from her mother's side represents my north node or my south node in my birth chart, man. How do you do that? There's a Leo and then there's a Jan. Okay, Jan representing January, Aquarius, Janus. Okay. Believe it or not, when you watch the next video, you'll see what I'm talking about. And you'll see firsthand how I go about communicating. You'll see how structured, how my approach entails. You'll see how I handle emotions, how I deal with the energies that I'm picking up on, how I deal with somebody lying. We could have gotten a DNA test, $100. I don't want to. I don't need to. That's truth. Not that I want to. I don't need to. I know the truth. She just today kind of accepted that aspect because it literally sunk in. It's like, dude, it can't be any other way. Your pictures, the way you look physically, it's just. So, hopefully very soon I'll post up the other video. Today is either January 10th or January 11th, and you will see the next one.